soul.
Okay. Alrighty, Lyndsee, you are free to speak on whatever you want.
Okay, so I actually spoke to Becca Levi's group this last weekend. How many are any of you in Becca Levi's group? Okay, good. So you won't be hearing this twice. And she just asked me to present to her group, and as she does, she always gets outside people to come and share their story and all that kind of stuff. There'll be a little something in the news tab this week or next week, so I'll let you read my story there. But I wanted to talk about some of the business side of things that she wanted me to share from that call. So I'm leaving you on the edge of your seat about my story, aren't I? That's the idea. You're going to have to go look in the news tab eventually. I don't know when they're posting it, sometime. So incentive trips. How many of you have been on incentive trips? Yes. So you know the power of incentive trips. Once you go, you always want to go. So we're right in the middle of, we're halfway through. I think we're right at the halfway mark through this incentive period. And so one thing that I'm constantly telling my team is no matter where you're at, people join in November, they can earn the incentive trip. So even if you're just earning, sorry, there's a gnat. Even if you're just earning level 1 for reunion, that's huge, because getting reunion paid for is, how great is that? So it's never too late to start ultimately recruiting, because that is what's going to spearhead your progress. You can only sell so much Scentsy, right? You can only do so much. So PRV is a great way to get points and a great way to grow your business, but it only can make you so much money. And in the long run, if you're wanting to build a sustainable business that you can live off of for the rest of your life, that's really going to come through recruiting and growing your business. As you know, you've all promoted to director, and so you know the power in growing a team. I think I'll have to, I don't have my numbers to look back when I was a director, but the percentage when you first start, it's 100% your income is based off of your sales. And then as you grow your team, that percentage kind of shrinks a little bit, and you've got a little bit that's from being paid on your downline. And eventually it starts to get like this, where you have this much is on your PRV and the rest of it is your team. My commission check posted today, I think percentage, I'm going to run numbers right now because I don't want to get it wrong and I want to be accurate in my statement. Let me get my calculator real quick. Is that right? Oh, I got to do small number. Sorry, I should have done this before, but I didn't. Okay, now something's whacked up. I got a new computer, and the keyboard is a little different. It's a Mac, and I'm used to my, Windows HP. Okay, so 92% of my commission check is off of my downline. 8% is off of my PRV. So that tells you, yeah, you're all like, what? For real, when you start growing and developing leaders, you can only sell so much. But guess what? The possibilities of growth in your downline is endless. That's ultimately where you're really going to thrive in this business and where you really see the money. Because we all, it's nice to get a paycheck, right? Everybody was happy to see their commissions post today. It was like, yay, early payday. So as you're preparing and hoping and striving to earn this incentive trip, that's where you need to focus on. We still have 2 months left, solid holiday months. Well, like a month and a half. Well, really like a month almost now. Geez, month and a half, we'll say that. So I would, tomorrow, I'm just going to put out there, you need to get on your list and see who you've had as a potential recruit and reach out to them. Get them on board, because they still have the potential to earn a commission for December. I had a little thing posted today. I'll post it in the boot camp Facebook page that talks about the different incomes you can make based off sales, because as a new consultant, that's really what they're making money off of, is their sales. So that's what you want to focus on. If you want to earn $600 next month to help pay for Christmas, sell $2,000 and sell more, and you'll make more. So it kind of breaks it down. I think it starts at 200 and then works its way up. So you can, there's one side that's PRV and one side that's commission. So they can really see how much they could make. So look at your list of potential recruits, reach out to them tomorrow. There's still time for them to get on board and to get selling and make money for the holidays, because that's really a really important part of you growing your business and helping them hit certified, so you get 1,000 points, even a sensational start level. So have 70 days for that. So it's feasible for them to do that. And that's going to get you, yes, questions are okay. Absolutely. I love the interaction, Christy. So unmute yourself. Oh, I was looking to unmute you, but I can't do it on my keyboard.
So my question is, if you are going to onboard them right now for the holidays and stuff, how do we keep it extremely simplistic for them to get started with training and getting them going like instantly? Because we don't want them having to watch all these videos and have to like sift through things and find that, like, I guess if they're just going to try and make money for the holidays, we want it to be as simplistic as possible. So
Right.
How would you start that?
So I would support the things that Scentsy already has in place. I find that a lot of us try and create new systems for new consultants when Scentsy already has it laid out. You guys you probably all saw when you're at boot camp, the videos and things that Scentsy does. Did you see that? Yes, no? If you go to the resource tab, I'll have to find it. There's a document that they have that goes, this is what we send new consultants on their first day, this is what we send them on their third day, and it has videos that talk about the different topics that they're touching on those days. So I would support that. I would talk to them about those things that are talked about in those videos, and whatever those things are. Creating that list of 100, that's a huge first step. Having a launch party, all those basic things that we were all maybe taught. We didn't have the types of systems that we have now that I did when I joined. So it's a lot different, but everybody should be, yes, first things first checklist. Good, Katie. Yeah. So all of those things that they do, I would just reinforce those things. Don't try and recreate. Get them set up with a launch party, online, sharing with people that they know, texting people they know. I find that a lot of us, I get sucked into this too, expect Facebook to work for us, where we post and we just wait for people to, why aren't they ordering? I posted on, this is the best excuse buster, right? Everybody says, oh, I posted it and nobody responded. Well, of course no one responded, because it's a generic to the world blast, right? It's interesting. I've noticed on my newsfeed, even just me posting stuff, if I share something Scentsy, I'll get maybe 1 or 2 likes. But when I post something family, I'll get more likes. Then after that, I'll post something like Scentsy, I'll get a few more likes. So it's interesting how the algorithms with Facebook are so twisted and weird. But I think that that's a huge excuse buster for people that are always like, well, I posted on Facebook and nobody commented, nobody liked it. Well, really, that's not going to get you sales. Just posting an image of a warmer is not going to get you sales. If you text your customers, text them a picture and say, hey, I saw this today and I thought this would look awesome in your house, that's going to get you sales, right? So teaching them good, tried and true practices that you've used or that you've heard people doing that really actually work in helping them get sales, I think would be something that is super high value for them. Having an open house, launch party. You don't necessarily have to call it a launch party, but having an open house where they invite everybody and anybody is really important as well. Did that help, Chrissy? Okay, so top 5 tips in finding new customers. So kind of along these lines. One thing that I always love to do is ask for referrals. I find that is something that's kind of lost, where people don't always ask for referrals. And it's something that can be so simple. I was texting with a couple of downline today and they were like, I just feel like I've exhausted all of my resources. I don't have any more customers. My customers ordered last month. They don't need any more. So I was like, hey, well, it's time to start asking for referrals. If they know anybody that loves candles or likes coming to your house and they comment on the way your house smells, just giving them different ideas to help them find new customers. That's probably my favorite way to get new customers, because a referral is very flattering for me, that someone would trust me with their friend's name, and then I can drop their name and say, hey, Susie said that you always love walking into her house and you always comment on the smell, that when you walk in her house you smell it, and you always make comments about it. And so she was saying that you might be interested in getting some Scentsy, and I'm her consultant and I would love to hook you up, get you a system set up in your house so that your house can smell just like Sally's house. So you can make it super easy, not awkward. And the name dropping makes it an easier bridge to cross, because they obviously are friends with this person and they trust them. So they're kind of, you're building that bridge. So it makes it not so awkward. My other favorite thing is I love texting my customers. If you don't have the app, hit them up. Have you heard of that? Yes, no. It's only for iPhones, sadly. So if you don't have an iPhone, sorry. But it's called Hit M Up, EMUP, Hit EMUP. And I go in, this is great for your team as well, because it's fabulous. Let me show you. So it's this little icon right here. It's like a megaphone. And you click on it. You're going to see all my lists. Oh, you can't really see them. But you make groups. So I've got a bunch of different groups. I've got my circle of excellence. Those are my frontline superstar directors. I've got a customer list, directors, extended directors, frontline directors, past consultants. This is a huge group that you should use. You probably can't see this because it's backwards. And then SSD's team October, because I made a new list for my October team. So you create that list and then you just click on it, and then you go compose a message, and then you click send, and it'll auto-populate everybody's text thread that you have with them. So it won't be a group message. It won't be a mass text. You just are sending it to every person individually. So you may sit there and push the button send like 10 times or 100 times, depending on how many people you're texting. But I really like it because you can build relationships with your customers. It's called Hit 'em Up. I'll type it for you. Hit 'em up. Oh, not high. Hit. See, I'm still getting used to my new keyboard. It's interesting when you move to a different keyboard, how your fingers, like, you know where buttons are and they're not the same place on this keyboard. So it's super weird. So I love to import my contacts. So anytime I have a customer that orders online, yes, it is amazing. It's so much easier because it doesn't cost, and you can text them anything whenever you want. I haven't had anybody unsubscribe yet, so that's good. I texted when I had my open house a couple weeks ago. I texted all of my customers and said, hey, just wanted to remind you, I was on the way to the grocery store and I was at the stoplight and I was like, I need to text my customers to remind them, right? I sent them an invitation. I sent them an email. I had a Facebook event, but I hadn't texted them yet. So it was that morning. It was like 8 o'clock. I think it was 8:30 and the party was at 10. Yes, it does send from your phone number, Johnny. Yep, it goes through your phone as a text message. So it's just like you're texting me directly. Yeah, you need to get it. I use it for my team a lot because I like to give them ideas of, I just sent this to my customers today. You should try sending it to them as well. I'll copy and paste verbatim what I put in my text, including an image, and I'll send it to my whole team. And then they have an idea, oh, that was easy, I could do that. Or if you have a challenge that you want to send them, I send it through a text to them so that it's personal. And it's interesting because there's many consultants that will not respond. Happened to me twice today. I had 2 of my downline reach out to me and say, hey, I had a question about this. And I looked at our text history and it was just all me texting them. They never responded, which is fine. I'm okay with that because when they thought of, oh, I need to find the answer to this question, they'll reach out to me. So I would definitely implement this with your teams to connect with them daily. Daily's a lot. I try to do every other day, maybe 3-4 times a week. Just depends on what's going on. Like tomorrow, there's going to be a huge announcement about World Tour. So I will for sure send something to them. Hey, make sure you go check the news tab since he's doing a huge announcement today. Or today I sent, hey, did you check out your commission tab? Payday was today. Hope you were so happy with your paycheck. You know, just something simple like that. But when I do it for customers, I'm kind of going customers and team because I use it for both. But back to my home party, when I had my open house, I texted them all that morning and told them, hey, I'm just want to remind you about my open house. Hope to see you there. Don't forget, if you bring a friend, I'll give you a little goodie. Done. And I texted it to like all 100 and some odd of them that are local that I knew could come. Hi. All the boys are wide awake. Mine went to bed already and it's only 8:50. He had to go to bed early because Dad's gone. But I have to tell you, probably 90% of the people that were at my open house said, thank you so much for texting me this morning. I would have forgotten. So had I not texted them and reminded them about the open house, who knows what my turnout would have been. I'm probably going to do another December, like get some last minute gifts for Christmas type stuff, stocking stuffers, or other things that they could buy for the holidays. So I'm going to use that again. So it's just a really good resource to have that, to use that and on both platforms for your team and for your customers. And I use them interchangeably because what I send to my customers, I will send to my team and say, hey, send this to your customers. I was just texting my customers that had ordered online tonight before we got on, and adding them into my contacts because some of them were new online orders that order online. And so I was adding them and sending them a little message. Good night, little peanuts. Go to bed. No, I'm just kidding. But I think that is one thing that is really super beneficial for me. Okay, let me go to the next. It was kind of, this presentation was kind of all over the place. I'm not going to lie. But hopefully it helps you in building your business for yourself and team and as a leader and all that. So we talked about sponsoring. So ways to lead your team, ways to lead and train your team. So all of you are directors, so you have a team of consultants. How many of you have a supportive upline superstar director? Just raise your hand. So I would use anything and everything connecting with your superstar director to reinforce that relationship, because the community and the culture that's built with your superstar director can be really, really dynamic within your team, where you're reinforcing things that she or he is doing, but then also doing your own things. So you've got a group incentive going out, or they're doing some group challenge. Enforce those things, but then also have your own spin on things. Like if you're doing a buddy drive, I know that Johnny's SSD Bree is doing a buddy drive. So they're focusing on a buddy drive and collecting buddies to send to children in hospitals. So Johnny could take that and he could take it and say something to the effect of, whoever sells the most buddies for the buddy drive will get X. Do some sort of incentive. They could get a Starbucks gift card, or a bath bomb. Maybe they don't have a bath bomb yet, or even if they do, who doesn't want another bath bomb? So reinforcing the things that they're doing to help to make it easier for you, because coming up with these ideas can sometimes be daunting when you think, oh, I have to come up with this huge, amazing incentive or challenge. There's so many ideas out there. I'm sure you're all on what did you share page? Yes? No? The what did you share with your team page? So that is a huge resource for all of us. So taking those things that they put there, or that we all are supposed to put there, and tweaking them to make them your own. Because I find that making it authentic to you and what you see from that idea, your vision for making it be successful, can make it even better for your team, because you kind of know how your team runs and how they work. You know what drives them. You know why they what drives them to sell. Do they love the incentives? Do they love the top 10 postcards? Do they always want to be the top seller in your team? You kind of know that about your team dynamic just by being a leader. So implementing some sort of challenge is always important. I find that consistency is key. A lot of times we have directors or even consultants that come and go, ebb and flow. They're kind of the seasoned seller, where they do it in the spring heavy and then they do it in the fall heavy. But consistency is really important in your business, in making it regular for your customers, but also for your team, so that they know you're their consistent leader. You're always going to be there. You're going to be posting on Monday, Wednesday, Friday on your Facebook page. You're going to be posting every day, multiple times sometimes, right? Where if you just fall off the face of the earth for a weekend, they'll be like, what's going on? Are you okay? Reaching out to you. Versus, oh, they always do this. Don't even worry about it. It's no big deal, you know? So you want to be consistent in your leadership as a leader, and sharing ideas and challenging and motivating, inspiring. There's so many different ways that you can, as a leader, connect with your teams. You're doing it on your boot camp Facebook page. I see, because I've been on it today, browsing and looking and poking my head in all your ideas. It's been fun. So those things that you're doing there, you just take them to your team page too. Even the ideas of, oh, I have these bubble mailers that I use to mail thank yous to my customers, or I found these awesome things at Target today. This would be great and cheap for you to give to your, your VIP customers, something to that effect, so that they see you working your business, but then it also gives them the idea of, oh, that would be super easy. I really like that. Or I think that's silly, or I don't know. There's so many different things that you can do and share with them to help them grow their business and yours ultimately. But consistency is the key. And a lot of times you're going to get a lot of people that don't necessarily connect with you or jive with you, or sometimes you just have people that you don't really connect with on your team, and that's okay. But creating that platform on your team page can hopefully allow them to find some sort of connection with someone, because that is what's going to make a difference in their experience, feeling there's a safe place for them to go to share their frustration or to get ideas. That'll make the difference for them in their business for sure. So there's these 3 letters. I should have written them down. I can't remember. They're not coming to me very well. Consistency is the key. Okay. But there's often going to be obstacles that come along with the consistency. There's going to be people that are negative. There's going to be people that tell you can't do it, that will potentially get you down. But the way that we react to those obstacles is going to be the make or break deal. We can react by letting it get to us and getting down and not doing anything and just sulking and being stagnant, or we can excuse bust them and rise above and grow and become a better leader or consultant in all that you're doing. Because ultimately, what people say affects us. Everybody in some way, shape, or form has been said, something bad has been said about them in their lifetime, all of us. But it's how we react to those statements that make or break us. And I think that oftentimes when we're told you're not good enough, you can't do this, or our own mind tells us this, right? Because I know that we all have those inner thoughts that are just negative and like, why am I doing this? Why did I even think about signing up? Or I can't reach out to realtors. I don't even know any realtors. Why would they want to order Scentsy from me? Or, you know, all those bad thoughts that go through our mind, no matter what they are, you have to excuse bust them. You have to break through that habit of giving them validation, validating those bad ideas, because ultimately they're not true, right? They're only true if you allow them to be. And you ultimately have that power to make or break it, take it to a different level, or make it what you want it to be. Because if you keep telling yourself, I can't have basket parties, I can't have parties, I can't recruit anybody, I can't recruit anybody, then yeah, you're not going to recruit anybody because you're not going to open your mouth and share your love of Scentsy, right? Or I can't sell anything, I can't sell anything. Yeah, because you're not going to have any parties to be able to sell anything. So remember that. You have the power within you to make or break whatever it is that you're doing so that you can be successful in your business and growing your team and being a leader and stepping up to that role and developing your business into what you want it to be. So that's what I have. So we have 7 minutes left. So questions, whatever you guys have, ask away. The door is open. So unmute yourself and ask. It's chit chat time.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were talking earlier in the beginning about like, you know, we're in incentive time and this is the time to take advantage of the incentive, and that's a big motivator for a lot of people. But I've noticed with my team in particular, a lot of them aren't really motivated by the trip, the incentive.
Okay.
And so I've been trying to really show them that, like, even little things that they do every day could grow their paycheck. But still, I feel like there's a couple of consultants that they're like on the cusp, like they just need something else. So what do you do for those people who aren't really interested in the incentive?
So there's always going to be people that aren't interested. And I think that you have to show them options. Like reunion is an option, right? Level 1, if you're working your business, that should be so obtainable. And getting them to reunion is going to be fabulous, right? I mean, have you all been to reunion? I assume you all have. Yeah. So you know the experience that you had and how it impacted your business. You met friends, you met your upline, maybe even connecting with them, or just with your downline or each other. The impact that can have, and maybe not even focusing necessarily on the incentive trip. You can see the numbers and how they could potentially get there by promoting, by selling. And so by you watching and seeing where they're at, because you can see your frontline report. You can't do it for your whole team, sadly, but you can kind of see and gauge, okay, we're halfway through. If you have consultants that have 7,000 points right now or above, you should be reaching out to them and say, hey, do you realize how close you are? This is totally obtainable. You can do this. I believe in you. Building their belief is half the problem, because half the time they may not seem interested because they don't believe in themselves. So they don't know, good job, Johnny. They don't know how much or what they're doing, or how they can do what they want to do, how they can reach that level 1. So sometimes I don't know that they're not interested in as much as they just don't think it's a reality. They're being more practical maybe, but practical can get in the way of people and their drive. So you have to be the one to build their belief and say, look, you already have even 5,000 points. I shouted out 5,000 points and above for my group this last week or on Monday. And some of them were like, holy cow, I didn't know I had that many points. What? Let me tell you how to look and find your points. So yeah, good question though. Did that help? Good. All right, who else has questions? Chrissy, you mentioned Streak. What is Streak? I don't use Streak. Or is that an inside joke? You're going to streak at the football game. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a follow-up system. And I was just wondering what you used for your follow-up system with customers and stuff.
So I am not the best follow-upper. I don't have a system per se. I like the idea of the system. It's the 2 weeks, 2 months, and then a VIP. As you can see my folder, they're empty. All my order forms go in a file, and I pull them out every month or so and touch base with customers. That's what I do. But if they are online orders, I will text them just to thank you, and I try and do it with the day that they order. Or if I get an email notification that it's shipped, then I'll text them, hey, your order shipped. You should have gotten an email with the tracking number. Did you get that? Just as a consistent communication. A lot of my sales are online. I do a lot of personal sales, customer sales. I don't do a lot of home parties. But so it's a lot more work when you don't do those home parties, because you're having to help build your online presence and get online customers, or delivering orders for 3 hours some days, because I'll have people that order and want me to deliver it to them, and so I'll spend hours in the car delivering. So just depends. I know there's the 222, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. Christine Stainbrook, I believe, has a YouTube video. Jessica Markowitz has one as well with follow-up. Or is it Cindy? It might be Cindy. I can't remember her last name. But there are definitely some awesome systems that people use with their follow-up.
The paper thing just doesn't work for me. Like, I can't, like, this is my attempt at the paper thing. Like,
right.
No, I can't.
Okay,
I can't do it. So this week I spoke with Kimberly Polito and Jill McCarthy, and they both use Streak. So I got a Streak account this week, and I've started inputting everything in there. And I feel more put together. I feel like it's more simplistic. And I also have one for my team now, a pipeline in Streak for my team. So I'm communicating with them more often and keeping track of even more.
So is it via email?
Yes.
Because I just had one of my star directors post on our group page on the 7th, which was 2 days ago. She's like, anybody wanting to go digital with follow-up? And I was just going to tell you about this because I couldn't remember what it was called, but it's Streak. She was telling us about Streak. Just a new system to use for follow-up. So you're basically emailing. Is that what you're doing then?
It is emailing. Basically, Streak, it just keeps track of everything for me. Like if I put in, somebody calls me and says, hey, can you order me this? Okay, I'm going to put them under my tab, place order. And then after I place it, I can move them to waiting on delivery. And then it'll prompt me, and however many days I want it to figure out their delivery. Then it prompts me for the first follow-up. It prompts me for the second follow-up. It comes up, but then I click on their contact and I call them, or I text them, or I Facebook them, however their means of communication are. So it just prompts me to do what I need to do on the days I need to do it.
That's so great. I'm going online right now. It's an app?
It's an add-on to a Gmail account. Like I had to create a Gmail account to do it because I didn't have Gmail.
Okay.
But it's an add-on, kind of like Boomerang or any of those.
Okay, I'm going to do this and see what happens. You may have converted me, Chrissy.
No.
I love it. See, this is the great thing about platforms like this is the idea sharing. I mean, we all have ideas that we use in our business and just sharing them with each other because you never know who might be like thinking about that or, you know, I don't know. It's just so great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, who else has got questions? No one? Oh.
You guys are all so quiet. Jeez. No, I have a question. I have a like a really small group, 29 people.
Okay.
So when you have a small group like that, you don't really have the go-getters. You have mostly hobbyists. So how do you keep yourself, you know, from not draining out? Because I'm like reaching out to these people and I'm getting nothing, and I just want to be like, hey, I messaged you. Did you not see my message?
Right.
You know, so how do you like keep yourself motivated, you know, until you get more people who want to be leaders?
I think that you just have to plow through those hard times when people aren't super motivated. I mean, like, it's kind of like you're running up a hill. Do you run at all? You can run. I know you can. We all can, right? But running flat, I use running because I run. I'm a runner. Running on a flat surface is super easy. Like that's when parties are coming easily. New consultants are joining your team. People are motivated. They're just doing their thing and going, right? And then you hit the uphill where you're like, oh crap, I'm either going to start walking or crawling up this hill, or I'm going to put my head down and just go. And I think that that's what you have to do. You just have to keep your head down and keep plowing. Like just dig in and go and keep doing what you're doing, because it's eventually going to turn over and think people will catch the vision and people will catch on and start coming to and realizing the power and the difference that Cincy can make in their life. And I think when that happens, when it clicks for people, because it clicks for people for different reasons, different times, different seasons in their life even. I've got consultants that I've had on my team for 10 years, and they're maybe still a lead consultant, but they actually lost their downline, so it's just them, you know? But they're still here, and they're still doing a little bit here and there, and that's all that matters. Finding what they want and what they want to get out of it, and just going with that. Because you can't sell it for them. You can't recruit for them. You can't do anything for them really, except help them with what they want, go to their level of what they want out of this business. And so finding that is going to be impactful. Finding out what they want. You want to make $100 to spend at Target every month? Okay, we can do that, because that's why I joined. I know I didn't tell you that earlier, but that's why I joined. I wanted to spend $100 at Target and not feel bad. So figuring out what they want is ultimately going to make the difference in how you drive them, if that makes sense, and how you push them and get them to lead and get them to, like, if they're really wanting to make a business out of this, you should know that. And so driving them, you know that you're going to have to be connecting with them regularly, giving them ideas, sharing, giving them tips, I'm encouraging them to recruit, all that kind of stuff. And if they are wanting to promote and to become a star consultant or director even, then you know that that drive is in them. But if they're just wanting to make a little side cash, 50, $100 a month, then that expectation isn't super high. You can't expect something and not know what they want. Does that make sense? Like, I can't expect you to want to be a lead consultant when you're still essential and you are good. Like, you want to make $50.
Yeah.
I'm expecting you to make lead consultant, so I'm frustrated that you don't want it more, but yet I didn't really know what you wanted from the get-go. So having that open communication and knowing what they want will make it easier on you, because you won't be so stressed. You'll be like, okay, she wants to just get $50 a month. Okay, I got to go find another person that wants more. And those regular customers that you have, those people that just keep coming back time and time again, those hostesses, flipping your hostesses is huge as well. So did that help, Johnny?
Yeah.
Good. Good, good. All right, anybody else? No, you're all so quiet. Well, if you leave me on your Facebook page for a couple days, I'm fine with that. If you have questions that you come up with, you can tag me. If you want to kick me out, that's fine too. You can always PM me. I'm happy to message back with you if you have any questions that come to your mind later. But yay for boot camp 39, right? 39?
36.
36, crap, sorry. 69. I can be illiterate at times. No, I'm just kidding. That's fun. So fun.
Thank you for coming and doing this for us.
Yeah,
We all
hopefully
really
it was
appreciate
helpful.
it.
Hopefully I helped a little bit and got you some new ideas, and it's fun to see you guys, fun to meet you. Some of you for the first time, most of you for the first time actually, except Johnny.
Thanks, Lyndsee.
You're welcome. All right, well, we will see you guys later. Let me know if you have any questions though. Seriously, you can tag me, PM me.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.